Hey, what's up, everyone? I'm Reactor, and this is Quinn. And today's article comes from BBC.com and says Google staff walk out over women's treatment. So, I guess they're treating women horribly at Google, which it sounds really unbelievable.
I don't understand really what the title kind of threw me off because I thought it meant something else. So
she was getting like medical treatment,
right?
And they were upset about it,
like some kind of medical thing.
But nope, it's just a bunch of people who don't want to work. Here's a picture of Google's treatment of women. Staff at Google offices around the world are staging an unprecedented series of walkouts in protest at the company's treatment of women. The employees are demanding several key changes in how sexual misconduct allegations are dealt with at the firm, including a call to end forced arbitration, a move which would make it possible for victims to sue.
One thing I'd like to point out, though, is that if you do want some time off work, if everyone in the workplace decides to take a break, the company really can't do anything about it.
Yeah, it's called a strike, though, and I think
like a mini strike for a break.
I mean, I know they have like planned strikes where everyone takes a sick day, and it's legal, and they can't do anything about it.
Right.
Yeah, and those are the ones that I think are
very
the best.
smart.
Yeah, don't like if I'm a business and everyone's like, "We're not working," I'm like, "All right, bye."
Don't be a sucker.
The employees are demanding several key changes in how sexual misconduct allegations are dealt with at the firm. Blah blah blah. I already read that. Google chief executive Sundar Pichai has told staff he supports their right to take the action. I understand the anger and disappointment that many of you feel, he said in an all-staff email. I feel it as well, and I am fully committed to making progress on an issue that has persisted for far too long in our society. And yes, here at Google too. Well, they're admitting wrongdoing. It's a start. A Twitter feed titled Google Walkout has documented the movement at Google's international offices. Google staff in Zurich, London, Tokyo, Singapore, and Berlin were among those to take part. What about Google's Saudi Arabia office? They don't have a problem with the treatment of women there?
Is it bad? Is it bad there?
I think it's so bad that Google didn't make a Saudi Arabia office.
Oh.
That would be...
What about Egypt or
ridiculously
say like
insane.
Morocco or somewhere like that?
Yeah.
Probably not.
Probably not. I mean, they probably do have offices there, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know, man.
Right.
Web developer Sam Dutton, who joined the walkout in London, told the BBC, "We're walking out to support colleagues in any workplace that have suffered harassment and to ensure that perpetrators aren't protected or rewarded." What led to the walkout? Anger at the firm has boiled over in the past week since the New York Times alleged that one high-profile executive received a $90 million payout after he left the firm despite what Google considered a credible allegation of sexual misconduct made against him. Andy Rubin, known as the creator of the Android mobile operating system, denies the allegation. So, yeah, see, this is the problem. Allegations. It's a witch hunt. You know, when convictions aren't the catalyst, or you know what I mean? Like, convictions are what should ruin someone's career, not allegations. Allegations are the start of an investigation.
Right.
You know? But we've come to a time where people are protesting because someone who allegedly, you know, sexually harassed
sounds
someone.
like this guy, though, I mean, to be fair, it does sound like he may have done something pretty bad.
Well, yeah, I know. But still, it says allegations, it doesn't say convictions.
Right.
I'm just saying, if you get rid of innocent until proven guilty, then there's no order. That's chaos. On Tuesday, another executive, this time from the company's X-Research lab, also resigned. Richard Duvall was said to have made unwanted advances towards a woman who was recently interviewed for a job in which she would have reported to Mr. Duvall. Mr. Duvall has not commented since his resignation, but in the past called the incident an error of judgment. At least 48 other employees have been sacked for sexual harassment without receiving a payout, Mr. Pichai told staff. He admitted the New York Times report had been difficult to read. So they're not telling us what he did.
Right. Duvall. What did Duvall do?
Yeah, it's from a different article. I read that what he did was he invited the woman to Burning Man. And yeah, and then that was it. That's all I was able to find, which is kind of weird because that can't possibly be it. You know, getting fired for inviting someone to Burning Man.
Perhaps
if he invited a man, it wouldn't have been a problem. But because he invited a woman, now her feelings are hurt. She's she's been traumatized.
It's possible that this person may have heard things about Burning Man that maybe they were offended by some of the things that they heard about it.
And I could be wrong. I just want
probably not really concerned as fierce in anyone.
Yeah. For all I know, he invited her in a very demeaning way, like saying some, I don't know, or he actually like did other stuff. But all I was able to find was the Burning Man invite. So I just find that weird.
Right. I mean, you don't really know what the guy said. You know, it could have been like, "Hey, I'm going to Burning Man. Did you know that you can walk around there naked? You know, like weird."
I'm sure if I Google it, yeah. I guess that would be considered sexual harassment.
Like you actually can there.
Yeah.
But it's like like people do, or it's like, but it's who knows.
What do the employees want? Staff involved in Thursday's walkout will leave a note on their desk telling colleagues, "I'm not at my desk because I'm walking out with other Googlers," and contractors to protest sexual harassment, misconduct, lack of transparency, and a workplace culture that's not working for everyone. They are also making formal demands to Google's management. They are a commitment to end pay and opportunity inequality, a publicly disclosed sexual harassment transparency report, a clear, uniform, globally inclusive process for reporting sexual misconduct safely and anonymously, the elevation of the chief diversity officer to answer directly to the CEO and make recommendations directly to the board of directors, the appointment of an employee representative to the board, an end to forced arbitration in cases of harassment and discrimination for all current and future employees. What is forced arbitration? I kind of already know what that is, but okay. Forced arbitration, a common contract clause for Silicon Valley workers, demands any disputes are dealt with internally rather than through other methods such as the courts. Critics of forced arbitration say it used to not only protect the reputations of both the company and the accused, but also to silence victims who are unable to appeal against decisions or take further action. Employees have raised constructive ideas for how we can improve our policies and our processes going forward, said Mr. Pichai in a statement on Wednesday evening. We are taking in all their feedback so we can turn these ideas into action. So yeah, I want a little bit more info about that Duvall dude and what he did, because they're walking out because of him, and
this whole thing
I haven't
really
heard
is
anything
of that guy, right?
That validates being upset over what he did. What else are Google employees angry about? Coordinated action of this scale is unprecedented at Silicon Valley company, but follows a trend for increasingly impassioned employee activism. Women are fed up, and I don't think it's just women, said Professor Kelly Elhani from the Haas School of Business. There are a lot of man-ambassadors out there who are equally as fed up and using their positions of power and voice, which can cost Google money. I think you have to hit these companies where it hurts. I think it empowers other Google offices when women and men are watching this happen, that they can do a similar action that's not just sitting by or making comments to one another or sharing emails. Well, personally, I think these men and women should be split up. Men and women in a workplace should not be interacting. You should make the women do jobs that they want, but you have to keep, even if it's the same job as a man, just keep them separate, because, you don't want to risk sexual harassment. You're right. If the man talks to the woman, that could be considered sexual harassment. Men don't need to talk to women. At Google, it's not necessary for men to talk to women, so we should just ban it, right? I'm not at my desk. Oh, here's the door hanger thing they're putting on their desk.
Yeah, it's people are going to be more and more like robots at bigger corporations.
The only way to stop, it's like trying to stop a male lion from being attracted to a female lion. Animals, you can't stop that.
And then you've got the addition
so you have to keep
of
them separate, like a zoo.
Colognes and perfumes that only further serve to make a person
makeup?
want to engage with the opposite.
Women
or
shouldn't wear
same
makeup.
sex. Any smell that you put on yourself is going to turn people on, and some people are going to be turned on. What can you do?
But makeup too. Women shouldn't wear makeup. Like, what is makeup? What's the purpose of makeup? To make you attractive?
Clothes
to whom?
that make your body look really attractive.
Who are you trying to impress? This is work. You should be wearing your. Everyone should wear a pantsuit.
It's going a little far.
Everyone should wear suits. Everyone should wear a uniform.
Everyone should just go to work, and the only thing they should say is, "Hello, good morning. It is nice to see you. I am going to work now."
I don't think that's even necessary.
I know.
They shouldn't be communicating.
It's overboard.
Yeah.
Sort of.
We need to stop employee communications.
Well, yeah. Some of them. Not all of them.
If employees don't talk to each other, there won't be sexual harassment. And then if an employee does talk to another employee, for a fact he broke the rules, and you can fire him and put him in prison for sexual harassment.
Let's just stop hitting on each other at work. We're there to work,
Yeah. In the past year, Google employees have spoken out strongly against the company's work with the U.S. Department of Defense, as well as plans to re-enter the Chinese market with the search product. The Tech Workers Coalition, a San Francisco-based advocacy group, said the day's dispute was just one of several tech companies need to address. We stand in solidarity with the Google workers, a spokesperson for the group said. It's clear the executives won't do this for us, so we're taking matters into our own hands. And then it's like, what is this? Are you a Google employee taking part in the action? Tell us about your experience. I've never actually seen a survey like looking for, what's the word?
Like future news story we could report on that will outrage people?
Yeah,
like
so
your work? Tell us.
They didn't tell us what they did, what Duval did, and I really think that matters. You know?
I mean, here's what I have to say about that. If somebody, somebody has done it, if somebody goes and starts hitting on everyone at work, or specifically picks out one person, and this person clearly is just trying to be nice and shrug it off and be like, okay, haha, yeah, that's fine, please stop. And the person doesn't get it, and they keep hitting on this person over and over, I think that, yes, there needs to be something in place to, it's good to get rid of the people that are pestering other people at work. Mm-hmm. And it makes them uncomfortable. So I get that, but to what extent did this person do it? We don't know. I don't know.
Yeah. For all I know, these are heinous acts of sexual harassment. But I mean,
there's plenty of people that want to be hit on at work. They wake up and they're mm-hmm. in the morning and they're like, I really hope someone hits on me today at work. Maybe they don't say that out loud, but maybe it's in the back of their head. And then maybe someone flirts with them and they have a great day. Mm-hmm. They go home and they feel great about themselves. That's fine. A little flirtation is not bad.
Was it that video, the 10 hours walking in New York, where the people kept hitting on that woman who walked around?
Right.
And half of them weren't
10 hours.
Half of them weren't even acknowledging the woman. Like,
right.
One guy was on his phone. It's ridiculous. Like, some of them, like when the men said, "How are you doing?" Or "Have a nice day," or "Smile," or whatever. It's like, that's not. Traumatic.
Here's the thing: you're at work. You're forced to be with these people every day. They are forced to be with you.
Yeah.
So, just take that into consideration. That these people don't have a choice but to talk to you and be around you. So, take a step back and think about whether or not you're a d-bag.
And stop inviting people to Burning Man. I mean, that's what it really comes down to.
Right.
Your coworkers aren't your friends. Right, I guess.
Burning Man's, if you're going to invite someone to something that involves tickets and a long road trip or flight, and I don't know, maybe they live 30 miles from it, we don't really know, but it's probably you're going to have to engage with somebody over a long road trip, whatever. Yeah, that's a big deal. That's something you do with like a homie, a friend, a significant other. That's not something like you just go with a work buddy on like a 3-day outing to go follow a bunch of rules at a Burning Man. That doesn't make sense,
I think... Do you have anything else you want to say?
No.
So the last thing I want to say is, if you're considering inviting someone to hang out with you, maybe you should consider that it might traumatize them.
Right. Or maybe just your mere presence has been traumatizing them, yet they're just so good at hiding it that you don't even know.
Talking to women can be traumatic sometimes.
Certainly.
Yeah, you don't want to wound their psyche. But
that's for that matter.
Yeah, that's it for the video. If you enjoyed it, let us know by leaving a comment or giving it a thumbs up. Check out our Patreon link in the description if you want to help us, because that would be awesome. And thanks for watching.